zoom you guys in, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to replace the spark plug. I'm going to check a couple features out on it, mix the oil properly in the fuel, and I will try to start it up. Alright guys, my head's going to be cut off. I don't have a super wide lens on it. Since this is a big box, this is what you're going to have to get. So I'm going to grab my knife here, cut this off, get rid of that. I'm going to open up the box. And you have your instruction manual right here. Read that if you guys don't know much about engines or generators. I see right off the bat we have our carrying handle with some screws for it, and it looks like little heat gaskets for the handle to not melt on. Here's the handle, goes right on top of the gas tank. I don't know what this is. The blue one never came with this little pouch, it's weird. Alright, looks like a spark plug removal tool and a very archaic screwdriver. Alright, well, it's nice of them to include it, but we won't be needing these. We will be needing the handle. Alright, we take that off, and we have the generator. Nice and shiny and red, with the gas tank right up top. Here's our little Harbor Freight Jenny. I bought this actually on sale tonight, $89.99, and because I had poor luck with the blue one, I opted to get the $19 2-year warranty on it. So it's not a bad deal. I mean, this will run your water heater. I had a during Hurricane Sandy, I ran my water heater on a 200-foot extension cord from the basement all the way to my car to a power inverter, and it worked fine. This will take care of it. That was 100 watts. This is 800 steady. Your basic pull start, your choke right in there. Again, your instructions will have all this. Select your breaker, on-off switch, choke. Obviously your port here for the power. Your air filter is in here. It's just a little sponge that's right in there. You should have, they don't give you one, but you can ground this to the ground. It's a wire that will come usually on this side. I'd probably suggest using that screw. Put it on the bottom here. Run a long 3-foot copper wire right into the ground. That'll ground this. So let's attach the handle here and go from there. And I'll speed it up for you guys. By the way, these are little, they look green on this one. I forgot what my other ones look like. I think they were beige. They go right there. They are made to try to keep the heat away from this plastic handle. It's almost like a gasket, like a heat gasket. So again, let me speed up for you guys and I'll get through this. Alright, just a nice hand tight. You don't want to go too hard on it, because if you do, you're going to strip the threads of either the screw or the gas tank. Then you want to have a handle. So nice hand tight, it's all you need. Nothing too forceful, don't go Rambo on these things. Nice hand tight. If you also want to use some thread lock, that is advised. These things vibrate like crazy. So definitely use some thread lock if you want to. Here's your gas tank. Again, 1.1 gallons. You're going to have an oil measuring cup conveniently located inside. You probably don't need this because most bottles will have a measuring device already on the bottle, or you buy it by size. It usually is one little bottle for the gallon of fuel. You have your fuel filter right in here. Make sure these are always clean. Blow them out if you can. These things get hot, so don't leave this safety film on it. You don't want it melting or starting a fire. Also, please don't ever refuel these while they're hot. That is the dumbest thing you could do. That is how many houses burn down. Some genius decides to refill it either while it's running or while it's really hot because it just got shut off. fuel spills, it leaks down, goes on the exhaust port, goes on the actual alternator of this portion, goes down into the engine, flames erupt, siding starts melting, insulation goes, before you know it, now you don't have a house. So, be smart, people. Alright, I'll show you the spark plug on the back. Just right here, just behind, or underneath the spark plug cap wire, it is right here. It is advisable to remove these. These are not the greatest of quality. Usually they're not even gapped correctly. So a lot of places will sell really high quality Honda, Yamaha, Briggs & Stratton spark plugs. It is advisable to replace them. So do yourself a favor and do so. I'm going to remove this now, I'll show you, and I'll replace it with one that I have here available. Alright, hang tight guys, I'll speed it up for you. Alright guys, I have here an NGKR BPR 6E as in Echo, S as in Sam spark plug. This is a very high quality plug. It will withstand the heat. It's going to work very well for you. I suggest, like I said, upgrade the spark plug that comes with this. It is a very garbage, much like spark plug. My spark plug removal tool, this one I have in my garage. Been using it for years. It works. Okay, this is the crap that they give you. Looks like it's already been on. So at least they started it, that's good. I'll probably keep this for myself just to have it around just in case, but I'm not going to rely on it. I'm going to replace it with, like I said, my NGKR BPR 6E as in Echo, S as in Sam. Hand tighten this on. It is an aluminum head that you're screwing into. You don't want to strip threads. So put it in nice and easy by hand, make sure it's going in. You're not using any impact wrenches, ratchets, or even tools. Nice and in until it's snug in there. This way you know the threads have caught on and they're even. Put your tool on in a nice gentle hand tighten tug. Nothing more. That's it. That's all you really want. Go in if you want to double check it to make sure it's in. That's it. I'm not going any further. The crush washer will take care of the rest. Any further you're going to strip the head. Go ahead and return it, or throw it out at that point. Put your spark plug wire back on, make sure it snaps in. You can hear it snap in once it's in. And this thing should be ready to run. Just mix your fuel correctly. I'll show you exactly what I do with this. Actually, you know, mine's actually pre-mixed. But let me get you a bottle, hang tight. Alright guys, these are the two that I have in my house. I have this that will go for the 1 gallon. This is already a perfect amount for the 1 gallon. It's a tiny little bottle. They're usually about 99 cents in Home Depot. This is where I get them. Or you can get the larger ones. This measuring device here, remove the cap, and you simply squeeze out how much you want. You see it climbing up top there? And it's going to start filling up the measuring device. As you fill it up, there's going to be notches here, and it's going to tell you exactly how much it's going to be coming out and what it's for. You should know exactly how much to use for your specific device. Chainsaws, mowers if you have a two-cycle mower, leaf blower, generators, anything that's two-cycle, you got to use this two-cycle oil on it. Or simply buy one of these, dump it right into the gallon. It's going to be pre-mixed perfectly for you. They say 50 to 1. I would probably use 40 as a start out. It's a good break-in method.
Alright guys, welcome back. It is now in the morning, the next day, about 1 in the afternoon. And here I am, gonna start this up first thing. It's never been started before, at least in my hands. So let's see what it can do. What I'm doing here is I have a 50 to 1 ratio right in this little can. And I have straight gasoline in this one. Just want to dilute it a little bit and make it a 40 to 1. Alright guys, I moved the camera back a little bit so you get a better view. Spark plug, check. Flip the switch to on. That's the straight line, not the circle. We're going to move our choke over all the way to full choke. And we're going to make sure our fuel line is on the on position, which is going to be the vertical position. Horizontal is the off position. And if you hear something, that's going to be my neighbor about 1,000 feet away from us. Through a couple trees, that's him mowing the lawn. So let's go ahead and try to start this. braking procedure, you want to let this run for about a half hour with no load. Leave it alone. Just let it run, let it stabilize itself, let it get some fuel in the system. Then you want to run it for about 15 to 20 minutes under half load. I would suggest somewhere around 300 to 400 watts. So if you can gather up a couple light bulbs on the extension cord, that'll do it. Then you want to let it run again for no load for about 15 minutes. And then you want to put it under full load, 800 watts, nothing more, for about 15 minutes as well. Then you want to let it run down without any load for about another 15 minutes, and it should be broken in at that point. You want to take your spark plug out, clean it with a wire brush. Don't change the gap on the actual tip. You should be good to go. Just dust this off, keep it out of a humid environment if you can. If you can't, like a lot of generators are placed on the side of the house, you want to test run these at least once a month for about 15 to 20 minutes. Because if you don't, the magnets are going to lose their magnetivity. So, plus you don't want rust and things to build up on the contacts. It's going to stop the actual flow of electrons and things like that in the actual alternator portion of it. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I mean, that's right out of the box. I never started it up until now, and it's doing great. Nice and steady. I'll tell you what, this is a lot smoother than the blue one. The blue one was rattling. The blue one was having strange knocking noises. I almost thought I had piston slap or like rod knock on my blue one. This is running great, I mean, compared to the blue one. I got to give it to them. From what I heard from some other YouTube member is that what they actually did is copied Honda parts, almost identical. That's what he says, so don't quote me on that. But they're saying that they copied Honda parts for their engines, and they tried to cast them in an identical process. Of course, you know, metal quality counts as well, so you never know. But what I also hear is the actual recoil is plastic gears, so you want to take it easy. Do not spill any fuel inside that little vent right there, because that's plastic inside. You don't want the plastic to be eaten away by the fuel. So just take caution, exercise this thing at least once a month, and it should last you, hopefully. If not, just return it. Harbor Freight's actually pretty good with their return policy. Alright guys, this has been I'm Stricken for another episode of DIY and survival. Like I said, you don't want to go hide out in the woods somewhere and have the wilderness eat you up. You want to use your home as your castle and your domain for survival. It offers the best protection against not only the elements, but from criminals and people wanting to take what you have. So alright guys, subscribe, comment below, let me know if you have one, let me know what you do to your generator, and I guess I'll see you in the comment section below. Take care guys.